Do you want to know something really interesting, okay? Without a shadow of a doubt, the story posts that I put out that get the most engagement are usually just text with a sticker, using some of the stuff that Instagram has to engage with your community, like asking questions or adding polls or doing Q&As. Those are the things that get the most views. The trouble is, right, you need a background to go with it, and you don't want any old background. You don't want to just use create mode and use the Instagram kind of color gradient. You want something that kind of represents you, something that is your work maybe, or it shows people something that you do alongside those questions. Now the trouble is for me, okay, finding those backgrounds for those stories is really time consuming, and it takes a lot of effort out of my day, and it makes just making stuff on the internet a lot less fun. But I was messing about on VERO the other day, and I found a really nice little workflow for creating those backgrounds for Instagram stories really quickly, and the best thing is they appear right at the top of your photo camera roll or whatever it's called. So this is my work on VERO. This is stuff that I deemed good enough for me to put on the internet and show to people. So it's very easy for me to flick through this and find things that would work for a background. So if I tap on here, I'm just gonna tap into it, and great thing with VERO is it's super resolution, so I can zoom in exactly like it's an Instagram story and kind of compose this exactly how I want, so I can put text at the bottom or whatever. Let's move to another one. For example, this photo here, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna just put these guys at the top so I can put text below that. So I'm gonna screenshot that as well. All these screenshots are appearing in my camera roll, ready to go into Instagram stories just by checking the little bit. Let's do one more. I'll choose a landscape one. So I'm just gonna zoom in, find a little composition that kind of works in that nicely. And I'm gonna hit screenshot. Now I've got a couple of those. So if we hop into Instagram, you can see that these images that I've screenshotted are right here, ready to put in. So if I grab this, for example, it's just there, ready to go, exactly as I captured it. And I'm gonna put in a quiz, something like that. Let's roll the dice. What's my top 5? I'm not suggesting that you add any of these ones in, but I'm just showing you how quickly it is. And that's it. Simple as that. Now, why do I do that in VERO? Now, crucially for me, my work is in VERO. So that's where it is. That's a gallery of work that I consider to be good. It's my favorite shots that I'm putting up, and I can quickly move those over. Now I could just make an album on my phone and add all my favorite work to that album and then do exactly the same thing from there. But that doesn't really speed things up for us, because that's work I'm doing in order to serve Instagram. What I want to be doing is doing work for another purpose and then very quickly shortcutting that into something like Instagram. Because if you can remove those barriers for content creation and make it much more effortless, you're more likely to enjoy it and you're more likely to do more of it. So this is a great way to use VERO to improve your Instagram. So many people right now are talking about, don't switch from Instagram or use only VERO. Use it all, just enjoy it. And this is a way that I'm using VERO to improve my Instagram presence. So why wouldn't I just hop onto Instagram stories, press the little button to go into my camera roll, then sift back through and find some of those old photos when I originally exported them? That probably takes me about a minute. So if I do that 10 times, that's 10 minutes. I could just jump into VERO, and in 1 minute, I could easily grab 10 little screenshots within probably a minute. That is a massive saving. And when you remove those barriers, I promise you, you start to enjoy it a lot more, and you start being able to replicate these things like 10 times a day or 5 times a day without it getting into your brain and starting to bother you or make you tired, because really, we don't want to be spending all our time on our phones. We want to be outside, we want to be taking photos, we want to be experiencing the actual real world. So if I can shorten the amount of time I spend staring at this device, that's even better. That's the hack. So I hope you found that useful, and I hope you understood what I meant when I'm talking about breaking down those barriers, finding shortcuts, and shortening the amount of time that you're spending creating your content. Because remember, the real fun is had out there, not in here. So if you decide to use this tiny little hack, little shortcut to make your Instagram stories, feel free to let me know by tagging @itsjohnnykeeley on Instagram. That's me. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.